Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We have something really special for you today. Kind of been keeping it under wraps for a while, but I'm proud to announce that we are now official D2 suppliers. So it's really cool. Soon to have their full range of suspension and brakes up on the website. Basically, that's just something new that's just come in, and not only that, but we've got something really cool to show you. So yeah, we've just received the next major modification for the RA. So I'd like to show you fresh set of bags which we'll be putting in her. So we've got D2 air strut suspension, D2 tank, via air compressor, and we'll also be pairing that with some AccuAir air management. Due to Australia's really strict laws, they actually have really strong regulations to what airbags can actually be what we call engineered over here. That's all related to the air management, and AccuAir basically make it super easy and super simple to actually end up getting engineered. So it was a no-brainer for us to actually run AccuAir in the end, opposed to the D2 management. Not that there's anything wrong with it. If you're going to go unengineered, which is illegal over here, you can run the D2 management fine. They've got a really good setup as well, but we wanted it to be engineered and legal, so we unfortunately had to ditch. We've got a model of the D2 air management. They've got about 3 or 4 tiers of it, but we're actually just going to not run it at all and just be running the AccuAir E level with I level on the way as well. So we're going to start the install today, so I thought I'd bring you guys along. I've got a few boys coming over to give me a hand later on. I haven't even opened it yet, so I'm going to actually unpackage it now and kind of show you what the kit comes with. But yeah, like I said, not going to plug too much, but if you're after any of this stuff, we have their full ranges on the website as well, which includes almost every make and model. We'll be having that up soon, but enough of that. We'll get into actually installing the bags and opening them up and showing you what comes in the kit. The kit we got, didn't quite realize this, but the tank and the compressor actually comes on a prefab floor already. So if you are just going to slap it right into the boot of your car, this makes it a really simple and easy process. All you have to do is actually just bolt it down in the points that actually is supplied, and your compressor and kit is basically ready to go. Then in the next box that we got, we have all the actual struts themselves. So we've got all the airbag struts. These are made specifically for our car. These are made on order, so they have to make up your struts with the correct bags once purchase has gone through. But these have been made for our car specifically. And then you've also got all your wiring and stuff like that. So with this is the basic kit. Comes with a very basic air management system, which is just the usual 2-switch design to manually air it up. Now, like I said, we got E level from AccuAir going in instead of this, but this is actually a really clean basic management system, and I was quite impressed even with the etching and everything in it. So not too bad, but yeah, like I said, all our lines and cables and cords and whatnot. We've got a bunch of C-spanners and whatnot, because on the bottom you can still adjust height and whatnot like a normal coilover design here. So really keen to get this in the car, really keen to set it all up and see how we go. But yeah, so we've got the E level management here, all in this box ready to go once they get here. I'm gonna start installing the struts now, so at least the easy jobs are in. Then it's just about running the cables and cords and getting everything plugged up and plumbed up to how it's meant to be. Alrighty, so Nick's all wired all this up. So we've got now the air lines running to the tank from the compressor, as well as our ECU mounted. We're gonna start onto the wiring very soon. Our very first bag is now in. So pretty much the same as a coilover setup. We're gonna have to fiddle with the lower half a little bit later on to get the exact height that we need, but for now that'll be fine. And Nick's now just starting to crack on the rear. Got the whole crew here. Stephen Roberts is not afraid of a camera?
Nah.
Nah, what about how you're smoking, mate? We've currently got basically all the bags in now. Yeah, so we got all the bags, that's the rear in, the front's in. Nick's run all the lines from the rear part into the front. We'll be wrapping conduit around it and then plumbing it up tomorrow. All I gotta do now is actually remove the rear spring, and then we'll be installing the rear bag on the right hand side. After that, we'll be running lines and we'll be calling it a night there, and then getting onto all the wiring up tomorrow. Arvo. You good?
Yes, I'm filming.
So at the moment now we're just removing the rear strut. This will be the last bag that we've got to do. So after the...
Fuck off, slut.
Alright, cancer. Okay, so I've got 2 more bolts to undo for this rear strut, then we'll be getting that out and then we're putting the last bag to install. Then after that, tomorrow we'll be focusing on running, Nick's run most of the lines on that side. There's been the front line run on this side and I'll be running the rear line tomorrow as well as getting some conduit to protect it. After that, there's only just the wiring and the E-level to do and then we'll be done. And then we'll be So make sure when you're setting these up, because they're a coilover strut on the bottom, make sure you're measuring what you got in one side that you've already installed and you're matching that up with the other side so that you have even heights all around. So the fronts I've actually lowered down about 25 mil and the rears I actually haven't touched from factory and that's only about 3 or 4 mil there. So that's what we're running at the moment. This is the last bag until it's all completed and then tomorrow, like I said, we'll be finishing up the lines and starting the wiring. What is up, guys? So I got no idea where we ended up yesterday. It was a relatively big night. Everyone was on full hands on deck. But we got a fair way in. So basically, like I probably said yesterday, we've got all the airbag struts in. Everything's basically mocked in, done up tight and ready to go. Nick ran a lot of the lines to the front. So all down this side, all the lines have been run for the rear, as well as the front. So in the Lancers, specifically the CJ shape, we found the easiest way of running the lines was there is a black grommet. So yeah, there's a grommet basically right here, which is right next to the airbag attachment here. So all we have to do is simply run it from the airbag mounting point here and run it straight through the grommet. Also, not only that, but we're also running the others. We are running all the front lines from the front, basically all down underneath next to the brake lines, and then we're running it up there as well with that. So pretty simple, pretty easy. Make sure when you're running the lines under the car that you're at least protecting with something. Conduit, we're using quite a thick gauge of conduit that we'll be running just so obviously the line doesn't get cut. We'll also be running some power through it as well. So make sure you're protecting your airlines. The last thing you want to do is somehow pop or break or splice one of your airlines whilst driving and then lose an airbag doing 100k an hour. That wouldn't be too nice. So today's focus will be basically all the wiring, all the management. What I would call the second half is going to be a bit more tricky, it's going to be a bit more in depth, but we got a lot done yesterday and we only worked for about 4 or 5 hours, so today I'll be on this for most of the day myself during the day, and then in the afternoon I've got all the boys coming back again, so we'll be attacking it all hands on deck and trying to really finish it off and knock it out of the park. So pretty keen to see what happens. I am currently running the conduit over the airlines just to protect it, like I said, so I'll show you what that looks like. So for example, here we've got the conduit here and you can see the black airline that's run out at the end of it. I've run that, you can't really see it, but I've run that under the rails there. So you can kind of see the black conduit kind of in those little clips there. And that's where we've run it, just so it stays hidden, protected and holds up and above. I'll just need to add one more kind of clip here to keep it from drooping down. But yeah, so basically once I've run the conduit, then the airlines will be protected. We can also run the right wiring through that as well if we wanted to. And then once I've done that for both sides, it'll be a simple matter of starting all the wiring. That's where it's going to take the time, like I said. So I'm not really looking forward to it, but so far we are starting to get there. It's going to be very cool. So I've got these little clips. These are going into the underbelly of the car next to the brake lines. And basically we'll be able to clip in the conduit into that and keep it tucked up. So just to give you an idea of how it looks, that means it's all tucked up, all neat and tidy and ready to go. Okay, so it is currently about 9 o'clock on Saturday night. I started when Nick got here to do the management at about 4. Since 4 o'clock it's been fighting us the whole time, so we didn't have the right fittings. We ran up to Bayswater, which was about an hour's drive up and then an hour's drive back. We thought we grabbed 4. We thought we only needed 4 fittings, and we needed 5. So we ended up going to Bunnings and getting some 3/8 pneumatic hose there. Tried to make that work. Unfortunately, the fitting just broke. It's been fighting us the whole way. But now we're basically at the stage where we're just going to get what we can get done today and move on from there and attack whatever we need to get done tomorrow.